In electrostatics, we have continuous charge distribution. What is continuous charge distribution? It is distribution of charges in a continuous way. Any charge which covers a space with dimensions much less than its distance away from an observation point can be considered a point charge. It is the definition of a point charge, or if we call a charge, if it is a point charge, for that it should be a charge which covers a space with dimensions much less than its distance away from an observation point. So we can consider it as a point charge. A system of closely spaced charge is said to form a continuous charge distribution. That is, if we have a system with closely spaced charges, point charges, then we say the system to be a continuous charge distribution. So it is very useful to consider the density of a charge distribution as we do for density of solid, liquid, gas, or etc. Because if we know the density, if we know the charge density, then we can use it to calculate the total amount of the charge on a line or on a surface or on a volume, etc. So first, let us consider line or linear charge density. If we are distributing our charge in a one-dimensional way, that is, if we are distributing our charge on a line, like shown in this picture, then we can call the system a one-dimensional. So if the charge is distributed over a straight line or over circumference of a circle or over edge of a cube, then this distribution is called linear charge distribution. So in this type of in this type of distributions, we can calculate the linear charge density is the charge per unit length. That is, charge per unit length is known as the linear charge density in such systems, in linearly distributed systems. So linear charge density can be calculated. Lambda is equal to Q divided by I. Sorry, Q divided by L. Here, lambda is the linear charge density and Q is the total charge in the system, and L is the total length of the system. Or we can write it in another way. If we are considering a small element in the line, we can write lambda is equal to dq divided by dl. That is, dq is the charge in the area of interest and dl is the length of area of interest. So if we know the charge in a small length, and if we know that length, then we can calculate the total charge in the whole system, whole line or the whole circle. So we just need to integrate this. So the total charge Q is equal to line integral lambda dl. So this is using this method we can estimate the total amount of charge in a line. If we just measure the line on a small area, small length dl, we can calculate the total charge in that whole line. Similarly, in two-dimensional case, that is the surface charge density. In the one-dimensional case, we call it linear charge density or line charge density. If a charge is distributed in an area, then we use the term surface charge density. So consider the charge is distributed over a surface area. Then the distribution is called surface charge distribution. In this case, we need to find the surface charge density. The surface charge density is the charge per unit area. Let us consider charges are distributed in a surface like this, and we are looking at an area of interest which has dq charge in an area of ds. The surface charge density equation for surface charge density is sigma surface charge density is represented by sigma. So sigma is equal to Q divided by S. That is, surface charge density is equal to the total charge on the area divided by the surface area. Or if we are considering a small test area, let us call it as a ds, and we measure the or we calculate the charge in that area as dq, then surface charge density sigma is equal to dq divided by ds. To calculate the total charge on the surface, so we can use this equation. Q, the total charge Q is equal to surface integral sigma ds. So if we do this integral, surface integral, we will get the total charge on the surface area. This is very useful in the case if we have a lot big surface area and we want to calculate the total charge on distributed on that surface area. So it's very easy that we will measure. We will take a small area of interest and we will measure the amount of charge in that small area. Using this equation, we can find the total charge on the whole surface. This is very useful in many practical cases. Now, volume charge density. What is volume charge density? Previously, we have discussed about one-dimensional and two-dimensional distribution of charges. But if the charge is distributed in a volume, then we need to find the volume charge density. So if the charge is distributed in a cube, for example, inside a cube, uniformly a charge is distributed, then the distribution is called volume charge distribution. And volume charge density is the charge per unit volume. So in this case, charge per unit volume is known as volume charge density. So if that can be written as rho is equal to Q divided by tau, or here rho is the volume charge density, Q is the total charge in the volume, and tau is the volume. Or we can rewrite it as rho is equal to dq by d tau. Here, if we want to calculate the total charge contained in a volume, what we can do is we can select a small volume inside it, and what we do is we calculate the amount of charge, or we measure the amount of charge in that area in that volume d tau, and then we can integrate our volume to find the total charge in that volume. So the total charge on a volume tau is equal to Q is equal to volume integral rho, that is volume charge density rho times d tau. D tau is the volume element. So now we have learned how to calculate the linear charge density or linear charge density, surface charge density, and volume charge density.